Well, hello. This is my segment. I um I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I don't know if this is gonna become an episode thing or just like a random thing I drop into my channel here and there. But I was thinking I kind of want to do a like ramblings, like ADHD ramblings with Kronik. Um, and I just thought that would be pretty cool to just kind of just let myself speak into the mic and just kind of just talk, and like there's I have a lot of things that go on in my head, and it's very random. It can be all over the place. I notice in my videos, I'm sure you guys notice too, that I don't finish sentences quite often. And a lot of the times, and maybe you don't notice as much because I cut a lot of that out of my videos, but I noticed that like I'll start a thought and then I'll start thinking about other things, and so so I never get back to that thought. And in the moment, I don't even think about it because it's like like I'm not even like really paint like what I was talking about wasn't really what I was needing to be talking about. You know what I mean? Like I'll just be talking about something, and it has nothing to do with anything going on and with what I'm doing, and that's why I get distracted from what I was talking about. Like even right now, I'm getting distracted just like looking at different things on my desk. It's easy. It's so easy for me to get distracted from my thought process, and so I kind of just wanted to make a video, like just kind of talking and like getting off some of that thought process. Is kind of you can consider it kind of like a journal instead. I'm not going to get like super deep and personal with you guys. I really enjoy like getting off my thoughts. I'm a writer actually. I've been writing since I was like what 16 or something like that, and I enjoy doing it. Like it's something like it brings a lot of what's the word I like to say? It brings a lot of comfort, I should say. Like I'm very comforted by the feeling that I get when I relay my thoughts or relay my art onto paper. You know what I mean? Or like or into my phone notes, I should say. I don't remember the last time I wrote a song on paper or wrote anything on paper related to art. I used to when I was in elementary school. I know I used to do that, and I remember this is so random, but I remember there was one time I wrote this song and it was called "What's My Name," and I only remember it because Rihanna came out with the song like a couple weeks later. Like, "What's My Name?" I was like, "Is this woman stalking me?" I think it's so funny because it's like I was a little kid and I really was like, "What the fuck? How you gonna make a song? I just made this song. This is crazy, right?" And it was weird. It was weird because I also was repeating myself, and like I was just like, okay, all right, Rihanna, I'm taking down the cameras. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. My little paranoid ass. I really thought Rihanna was copying me, and I just think that's funny when I think back on that. I have so many like cringy moments as a kid. Like I was a little nerd, but back when I was a little kid, I would go after, like when I had a crush, I would go after them. I remember I had a crush on this one girl, and I when I found out where her locker was, I would like leave little notes in there, and then like I one time I left a teddy bear in there. She didn't know who her secret admirer was, and I just thought it was cute. Like when I look back on it, like that's some really cute shit. And like to this day, I'm a over giver, I should say, maybe. Like when it comes to mine, like I want them to have everything that they want. You know what I mean? So it's like I just like really try my hardest to be that for them, like I am a provider type, and I really enjoy giving to my partner, you know what I mean? But I've also noticed and I've also realized over the years, that I am somebody who very much needs reciprocation in that. Like I love giving to my partner, but I love having a partner that's gonna give to me. You know what I mean? Um, I like being a provider, and my thing is, sometimes I think, when people hear that, they assume like, oh, I want to provide for my partner, but I want them to also be having their own money to take care of me and shit. And it's like, I just want 100%, 100%. And when I say 100%, 100%, that could be me taking care of the house, taking care of the home, making sure you got a roof over your head, make sure you're eating, and that 100% coming from you could be just you, like when I get home, just rubbing my neck for me, just taking care of me, and I just, I like receiving services, and I don't know, I like providing services, and like that's just how I am. Like I like making food for my people. I'm very much um in love with like taking care of mine. So I and so I realized like over the years, like I don't do like I don't receive I okay, it took me a second to realize like I don't know how to fully receive love and fully be vulnerable. And once I realized that, it took me a second to get out of that. And even to this day, um, I think because the fact that I've never had a man in my life, it's harder for me. Like I grew up single mom, you know what I mean, and she's never had a solid man in her life, and like the only man I've had in my life was like my uncle, like just my uncles, my mom's brothers, my grandpa, stuff like that. And because of that, just like I don't find myself, and I had limited, access to those men in my life. So I don't find myself being that comfortable being vulnerable to other masculine figures in my life. You know what I mean? And that's another conversation to be had, because that's the problem with most masculine people, is that we have a hard time being vulnerable to each other. You know what I mean? And it's because there are a lot of people out there who are not for you, and they're very much against you, and it makes it harder to know who is there for you. You know what I mean? But when you find the people who are there for you, it's important for you to go ahead and let those people know what's going on with you, because you hold too much stuff inside of you. That's when you start to lose those people who are trying to stay close to you. You know what I mean? Like these people who want to be there for you and want to take care of you, you just won't let them in. You know what I mean? And that's when they'll start to slip away, because like you they can sense that you're not giving you're not giving 100% of you how they are. You know what I mean? And and that's another thing. Like when I say 100, 100, 100, 100 could go for any type of relationship. You know what I mean? Like friendship, situationship. You know what I'm saying? Like any type of situation that involves you and another person. Like for me personally, I need 100, 100, and again, like 100, 100 is different for every individual. Like it's something that I like, so let's say I have one friend who wants to hang out all the time, wants to do this, that, and the other. I mean, obviously, I don't have the time to do hang out all the time, and like do all types of stuff. But I am able to like to put the same amount of energy into that person as they're putting it to me. So let's say, yeah, no, I'm not able to come hang out all the time, but I make sure to invite them out whenever I am able to hang out. I make sure to invite them because they're always inviting me. You know what I mean? Or if I have a friend who only hits me up once a week, or once a month, even once a year. Some of my friends don't. Some of my friends we don't talk at all. Like it just be like we just know what's up. If that phone rings, hey yo, same love every time I hear from them. You know what I'm saying? And I still consider that my friend. You know what I mean? I keep up with them with like little stuff, like I make sure to watch what they're doing on their socials and shit like that. And then friends who don't be on social, I try to reach out at least once 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 a quarter. You know what I mean? Like I be missing my people that like just be out the way. We're all at that point where it's like you got to work on yourself right now if you want to make it to that next step. Mid 20s going into our 30s, it's time to really lock in if we want to let ourselves get to that point of comfort. You know what I'm saying? Get to that point of being able to hit each other up and make those grown moves together. You know what I'm saying? And like I can't wait to the day where we are putting more where we are able to put more effort into our relationships. You know what I mean? Um, and so like I don't ever hold it against any of my people, any of the people who are close to me, when they are like not contacting me or just like staying to themselves. Like it's a hard knock life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 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 personally like I spend a lot of time trying to get right, trying to get myself together. So I'm never ever going to like try to demean or make it seem like somebody else is like trying to avoid me or don't want to hang out with me just because like they got their own life stuff going on. Sometimes sometimes a lot of the times actually the people who you grew up with or people who knew you in the past, they know that person that they knew in the past. They know the old you, and the old you just isn't something that they need in their life currently. You know what I mean? And so, like, because of that, like they associate you with that old energy that you used to have. Like for me personally, my the old me used to be partying a lot, used to be smoking, drinking a lot, used to just be doing just like ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? Like ignorant shit. I grew up in the hood. We just used to do dumb shit. So like people who are getting away from that lifestyle, they don't know me as a person now and how I've grown and changed, and a lot of the shit that I did was doing back then is like so far away from me, so far gone from me now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really interesting to think about, like how people know the old you, and sometimes people just don't want to deal with that, and that's okay, and that's perfectly fine. Like I love the fact that I personally am able to like not see somebody setting boundaries as an attack on myself, because I can see how people do it. I can see how people get upset about that, and like personally, I couldn't make nobody feel bad about staying true and staying firm in their boundaries, because that is something that took me a long time to build myself. And like I've had struggles with it up to like recently. You know what I mean? Like I'm still working on certain things. You know what I mean? And I think what helped a lot, honestly, and it's sad to say, but like it was the feeling of being isolated by my family, if that makes sense. And like I mean this, and like I know like it wasn't intentional, and I know it wasn't like they weren't sending like any type of bad vibes my way intentionally. But like as a teenager, you get family who are who see every move, especially as one of the oldest. They look at every move you do and they just think of all the bad. They don't ever reinforce the good. They just try to punish the bad, and I think that's a terrible strategy for growth in the village. You know what I'm saying? And so like I like that isolation that my family gave me, that like the feeling of every time I'm going to a family function I'm getting judged, and like I don't want to be around that energy. It helped a lot with the building of wanting to be like by myself, and learning what boundaries I need to have for myself, and like what type of energy I'm gonna be around. You know what I mean? Like it like having that example growing up definitely helped a lot. And I also realized that like like traumas really build you 100%. Like that like going through things makes it so you're more able and prepared for the crazy shit that might happen further down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like I like everything that I've been through made it so I am able to take whatever um whatever is coming my way and react to it with grace. You know what I mean? And I think that's a beautiful thing. At the same, it's a beautiful thing, but it's also like I think that it sucks that a lot of people have to go through trauma to get to the point of comfort, and or not necessarily comfort, but to get to the point of understanding of yourself, and how you want to be treated, and how the people around you should should be. You know what I mean? Like I've been snaked. I've been snaked a few times, so because of that, I'm I'm able to peep the signs. I see where like this like yeah, this is energy that don't align with me. You know what I mean? I can hear it in the conversation. I can hear the red flags. I can see the red flags just because of the shit I've been through. You know what I'm saying? You know, and thanks to the shit that I've been through, I'm able to avoid that shit currently. And like yeah, like that's how traumas traumas really build you. And it sucks that people have to go through shit like that to be able to peep that shit. You know what I mean? Like you think about how like naive some people can be, and and think about how beautiful that is that they haven't been through much to. I love that they don't have to go through much stuff, or they're in their life they didn't go through enough stuff to have that preconceived notion of like, oh, this person has ill intent, or this person is like is af- it has just alternative intentions, outside of what they're talking about, or like this isn't actually kindness. There's a front right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's something you can't see when you haven't been through enough like bullshit. I don't know, for lack of better terminology right now. My brain don't be working sometimes, and that's very bittersweet. It's like I yeah, um yeah, you see the world in this like light where it's like, oh, nothing bad happens. You know what I mean? Or like you might know bad things happen, but nothing bad has happened to you, so you have more of a trust for humans, and more of a positive outlook towards humanity in general. And I think that's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And then I understand that some people, they go through shit, and then like now after that shit that they've been through, they just kind of just hate humanity in general. Like humanity is just not it for them. Like I know people who just like man, like I only have a couple friends, like literally only have a couple friends, and like those are the only people that they don't like care about surviving the apocalypse or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, and and then you got people like me who then you got people like me who like I got a lot of people in my corner. I got a lot of like genuine um big-hearted people that are like in my connections, that are like in my friendships, my relationships, my family, you know what I mean? And I you know I couldn't I don't know what I would do if like any of them went, you know what I mean? Like all of like I got so much love for the people in my life, and like once I'm in a position to make sure all of them can be in the best position possible, I'm making that happen. And and because of that, I have like my circle is pretty fucking huge, and like my and that's another thing. And you think about the circle, like your circle, and you think about all the circles that come with that circle. You know what I'm saying? Like I got this friend right here, but with this friend comes all of their closest friends. You know what I'm saying? I got this friend right here. With this friend comes all of their closest friends, and I love that. Like I can I love being the person that brings that circle of circles around each other, because it be good genuine vibes, you know what I'm saying? And I love that. Like I love a good vibe. I love a good time. I love having a good time. I love living life. I love the people in my life. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here enjoying life. Now, this is what I mean when I say I be rambling. Like, I know, like, that whole segment, we're like 20 minutes in. That whole segment was, like, just all over the place. And I know I'm going to listen back, and I know there's going to be sentences I didn't finish. I know there's going to be uh, whole points that I didn't get to make. And I'm going to be a little upset about it. But that's why this is called ADHD Ramblings with Cass, because we're just going to have to put up with it. if and one thing about me is I'm 100% um able and willing to like continue these conversations, like any points that you might want to add or take away from what I've been saying. I'd love to have that conversation down in the comments too. Like, let's keep it going. Let's vibe out. This is very much like podcast style, and I like a podcast style. I'm just kind of curious as to where I should put this type of video. Like, should I like have it on my gaming channel, or should I put it on my regular channel? You know what I mean? And should I promote it as a podcast? Promote it as a podcast, or promote it as just as a gaming video. You know what I mean? Um, I'm still working out the logistics of everything, but like either way, we're gonna figure it out. I enjoyed this little TED Talk situation going on, and I'm hoping to do more of this and like really explore my inner thoughts. It's kind of giving meditation, like therapeutic, meditative vibes, and it's a vibe. And my name is Cass, or Chronic, aka Chronic, with a K, aka Chronic with a game, aka um, chicken nuggets. Thank you.